Hey everybody, welcome to Love and Reload, the voice of the relocation industry. I am your host, Ben Cross. I'm so blessed and honored to be here today with my friend Anthony Hughes from Rocket Mortgage. What's going on, Anthony? How you doing?
What's up? Thanks for having me. It's been a long time.
Yeah, it's always great to have a Detroiter in the house.
We love Detroit, don't we?
Yeah. A lot of people think I'm from Detroit originally.
Mm.
Do you get that too? Do people think you're from Detroit?
Yeah, I think so. But I grew up in Arkansas, and I definitely lost my accent along the way. So people are definitely confused as to where I started.
Do you miss having an accent, or did you get a lot of grief for your Arkansas accent?
Um, I don't know. Sometimes it's kind of fun. If I go home for a couple weeks, like during Christmas and stuff, it definitely comes out, and start talking just a little bit slower.
Oh my God. Yeah, dude. And it's not right. It's not right. But my mom's from Arkansas,
Mm,
and when she moved to New York, people gave her all sorts of grief, because she had that
yeah.
heavy twang. I, in fact, had a heavy twang when I moved up to New York as well, and I used to get a lot of grief for it. And people thought when she moved into New York, she was working on a bond desk in New York City, and like in the Wall Street area, and they all thought she was slow. They all thought she wasn't
Hmm.
intelligent, and
Right.
and I think that's such a big misnomer. It's like just because someone maybe talks a little slower doesn't mean that they think slowly,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, from Arkansas, there's definitely some that could use a little bit more intelligence.
Let's go. Hey, get in the comments, y'all. Let us know what you think. Have you been to Arkansas? What are your opinions of the state? I'm kind of a fan. We go to the
Hmm.
track in Hot Springs sometimes.
Oh yeah,
I got a lot of my mom's whole family's from there. I got aunts and uncles from there. I'm an Arkansas Razorback fan. Woo Pig Suey.
Woo
You
pig.
know, Woo Pig.
I mean, not having a major league or professional team there, everyone in Arkansas is just obsessed with the Razorbacks. So, I mean, we're all diehard down there.
Yeah. Get in the comments, y'all. Let us know who you are, where you are. We got Scott Chapman checking in. Good afternoon, gentlemen. Scott, are you in Dallas? I think you probably are. Jillian Guzda. Hey,
Jana's in
Anthony.
Dallas.
Excited to hear you speak today. What's up, Jilly? Good to see you. Jana Egger. There he is.
Hey, Jana.
She gave you the there he, capital He
I love
is.
Jana.
Jana's great. She's a great person. Yeah, get in the comments, y'all. We're going to be talking about a lot of stuff today. We're going to be talking about adoption, which I'm
Hmm.
super interested. It's something I've always thought about, and I want to hear Anthony's thoughts on that and his story, his journey there. Some of the mentorship stuff. We might talk a little Detroit in action. We've got Great Lakes relocation conference coming up as well. So we got a lot to talk about today, Anthony.
Yeah. Yeah, I love it.
Billy Ho checking in, never been, but I will go anywhere with these two great dudes.
All right, Arkansas it is.
Billy, to be honest with you, you're not wrong, okay? Me and Anthony are good time,
Oh,
okay?
oof,
I mean,
oof.
I don't
Maybe
think
a
I'm
little bit too much
overselling
fun.
it. Yeah, seriously. Scott Chapman, Arkansas is beautiful, lots of good fishing, golfing, etc. What's one thing people don't know about Arkansas, Anthony, that or have wrong maybe?
I don't know. I mean, there's so many like misconceptions in general, like you said about Arkansas. Obviously, it's a beautiful state. I remember the first time my husband was flying in. He was flying in the evening, and those like God rays that come out of the clouds. He was like,
Ah,
This is yeah." He's like, "This is literally God's country." I mean, I grew up on an
yeah,
800-acre farm, so it was constantly like building forts and like running. I would say running the streets, but it's just still my farm.
running the pastures. I
Running the
didn't know you grew up
pastures.
on a farm.
Yeah, my parents still have it. My great great grandfather homesteaded the land back in the 1850s, so we've had it in the family since then.
What did you do on an 800-acre farm?
Four wheelers, a lot of farming. I was driving a tractor when I was 8 years old. Just a lot of hard work and stuff, and the occasional forts and playing on the fields and stuff.
What were you farming? Like, what did y'all grow crops or ranching or what?
We just had like beef cattle and hay, so it's a lot of hay, a lot of square bales, round bales, all of that. So yeah, there was
What's the
never.
difference between a square bale and a round bale? I mean, obviously you're gonna tell me square and round, Ben. Thank you, but like, why would you put it in a square versus put it in a round?
So a square bale is probably going to be about maybe 75 pounds, and it's going to be actually more of like a rectangle, whereas the round bale you have to have a tractor, and it's for like feeding. Like the square bales would probably likely be feeding for like horses and stuff, and then the round bales
Okay.
would be for cows.
Can you roll around bale or no?
Why don't we meet up in Arkansas and we can
You're gonna give me a heart attack. I can't die in Arkansas. Come on, Anthony, don't do it
not
to me.
right not right now, it's too hot.
Brett Lyon says Northwest Arkansas is surprisingly impressed to me.
Yeah, Northwest Arkansas is beautiful. That's where the Razorbacks, are and stuff like that. Pretty diverse and forward thinking up there compared to some of the other places in the state.
Yeah. Sharina wants to know. Get in the comments, y'all. Let us know. We're talking Arkansas over here. We're going, I love the show because we always just take a left, You never know what we're going to do. Sharina says, go-to spots in Arkansas. Sharina might want to get out and go see something,
Yeah, I mean, there's hot springs in the central part of the state, which is where you went to the horse racing and stuff.
Yep.
Surprisingly, there's horse racing there and a little bit of gambling, but the lakes there are just like crystal clear, so it's beautiful.
Yeah, there's some real solid fishing. Sharina, did you go fishing? No. Don't strike me as a fisher person.
Going up to the White River.
Yeah, I've been fishing on the White River at least once.
Yeah, my parents love it.
Catch a lot of trout on that river, but they're kind of bony. But you can eat the bone, so it's like whatever. Game on.
Yeah, I'm just there to get some sun.
Just sun and maybe a couple beers out there.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
People also don't know. I think the largest or maybe only operational diamond mine in North America, I think, is in Arkansas.
Yeah, it's also in Hot Springs, I believe.
Okay.
So there's like lots to do, and then Walmart has its foothold there. And it wasn't up until recently that we got our first Costco because they had it blocked from even entering the state. So that's a fun little fact for you.
Nice. Janet Edgar says a little intel. My family is from Arkansas. Really?
A lot of roots.
Let's see. Hey, there, gentlemen from Houston, Lake Perch in Arkansas. Yes.
Oh, I've not actually heard of Lake Perch, but there's tons of fishing and lakes around.
For sure. Paul Seymour grew up on a farm here too. I didn't know there's so many farm boys in this business. Look at y'all. Hi from Global HQ. What's up, Daisy? Yeah, so you started off in Arkansas on a farm and you just dreamt of relocation. I mean, what happened?
Yeah, I mean, I always had a passion for relocation. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, you're probably like, get me the heck out of here, right? How do I get
Yeah. Well, growing up, I was always like, there's got to be more to the world than this little town that I live in. There's like 4,000 people in our little town. I was 13 miles to the nearest stoplight from my parents' house. So I was like, I got big dreams. Let's go. So after like selling real estate for a little bit, and I also worked at the Villa Marie, which was the front of the Designing Women house. So I started an event planning place there, and then I was like, I got to go do something else. And I got my master's in Washington State, and then found myself in Detroit right after getting my MBA. Rocket pulled me in.
Rocket. So did Rocket recruit you out of college?
I was looking for a job. So my ex and I, like being from Arkansas and then him being from Detroit, we were like, okay, every time we travel, like we have to go see one set of family. So I was like, all right, let's see what we got. And Rocket impressed me, and I've been here ever since.
Well, Rocket's been doing, and before, I always think of them as Quicken Loans, right? But Rocket has been doing things. I mean, that is the spot to work in Detroit. It really is. And I've been to several of your offices there, and of course that was 6 years ago now. I'm sure they're even more amazing than they were. But I mean, y'all have really done incredible things for the city of Detroit.
Yeah, I mean, I've been at Rocket for 10 years next month. And so coming downtown for the last 10 years, it's literally changing before your eyes. And there's tons of construction. They're fixing the roads. Thanks, Gretchen. And, things are big Gretch. Things are really turning around here.
Yeah, I actually love Gretchen Whitmer. She's a phenomenal governor. So you got on at Rocket, and did you even know what global mobility was, or are you just hustling mortgages?
I was hired as like a relationship manager for like our agent network. So building relationships with agents, having previously sold real estate. Like I said, it was like an easy transition for me. And I actually sat in the same area as my director, Mike Klug, and the rest of the relo peeps that, we've had through the years. And I was like, who are these country club kids? Why are they so cool? And then an
Why do they get
opportunity.
to leave the office?
Yeah, like they're all traveling, they're socializing, they all look really happy. And so I was
Yeah.
like, if there's an opening, I want to come over here with you guys. So
Is that what you guys call
thankfully they
Klug around the
accept.
office? Country Club? Is that what you guys? Is that your
Country
nickname?
Club Klug.
Country Club Klug. No, you guys got a great team over there, and I know
Hmm.
the feeling too because when I started my career, I was at Pods and I was strapped to a cubicle. I was tethered to a cubicle, with the headset, right? I'm just banging out 30 calls a day
Right.
or whatever it was, and you kind of look around, you see like these people who aren't tethered, and you're like, where are the untethered polo wearing people going? I
Right.
want to go to lunch. I want more than 30 minutes. I mean, where
Yeah.
where are you going? And yeah, I'm like, how do I get that job? And making that jump over to what we call corporate development, most people
Hmm.
call business development, was a big deal. What was that like for you when you got that opportunity?
I mean, we have a great team here in general, like you said, and they kind of just immersed me and just I was doing Midwest at that time, so driving down to Ohio, taking care of Michigan. You and I've hit up Sherm a couple of times here,
We're
so
in Grand Rapids, right?
yep, that was it.
That was cool.
Yeah. So they trained me well and they taught me the ropes, and I've been loving it, and it's it, it's what I love. So.
Get in the comments, y'all. I want to hear about your transition when you went from maybe like the transactional side of the business to the relationship side of the business. And I think that's everybody's kind of path, right? You start, maybe you're a leasing agent in an apartment complex, and then you go
Mhm.
into temp housing. You're like, oh, I could sell 100 units at a time. Like, oh, that's cool. Or you
Mhm.
go from one move to selling, an account of moves, right? Like, I'm really curious, what was that transition like? If you're in the comments right now, because I think that's a big inflection point for people's career. I remember. I remember for me, one of the big aha moments, and I would kind of like to hear if you had a similar experience, but for me, one of the aha moments is we hired this person that came over who had they were in like the ERC space, and
Mhm.
they were supposedly a big deal, whatever, and we were at Pods and we didn't know anything about anything, with that, right? We're just over here renting boxes for people's driveways and whatnot, and so this lady comes in and she's been around for 30 years, whatever, and she asked me, she says, hey, show me how you sell these pods, like show me the deal. And so I'm like, oh,
Mhm.
they're 4 inches off the ground, you have a semi-translucent roof for sunlight, you got marine grade plywood, and I'm giving her all the spiel. And I gave her like a 30-minute, tight 30-minute presentation. And I was like, how did I do? And she's like, meh. And I'm like, what do you mean
Oh
meh?
man.
Like meh, like I crushed, I killed. I'm the sales champion. That was my job title. I literally killed. And she's like, meh, it's all right. And I'm like, well, how do you do it? And she's like, okay. I was like, she's like, I'll show you. She's like, hey, and then like gives me a big hug. And I'm like, first, A, you can't touch me. First of all, I'm going to go HR. Okay, first of all, okay, you're not allowed to touch people. Second of all, how does that even do anything? How do people even know what it is and even what they're buying here? I didn't
Right.
understand. And
Mhm.
and she taught me it's about hugs and handshakes. It's about
Mhm.
relationships.
Yep.
And I imagine it had to be kind of similar for you, where you guys are probably banging the phone and working that really tight process that y'all have on the transactional consumer side,
Mhm.
but then going over to the relationship side, it must have been kind of different. Or did you always start on the relationship side? I mean,
I mean, when I was doing the agent calls, obviously it was kind of like smiling and dialing and just trying to, put our face out there. A lot of agents like didn't know who we were and stuff like that. I mean, like I said, this is 10 years ago. And then when I came over to Relo, I was doing account management. So it's a lot of like understanding back end processes and, ensuring that client service is top of mind and stuff like that. And then our team, as of a couple of years ago, now do account management and sales in our markets. So that allowed me, during that time, I was like just building relationships with anyone because you know me, I'm a people person. I love people. Like I want
and
to get
people
to
love
know you.
you,
I'm
most importantly.
probably like that lady. I'm like, give me a hug.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
like, if you see me at ERC, I'm probably wearing some funky jackets and stuff because I just truly think that like being 100% authentically yourself all the time is the best way to build relationships. So that's kind of like, how I've built my quote unquote personal brand and stuff like that. I want people to like know me, like me, and trust me to know that I'm going to be there for them.
Did you always know that about authenticity, or did it take some deprogramming from college? Okay, you got to be a professional. Like this is what the workforce expects, to like learning. Oh, I can actually be myself.
Well, I think growing up in Arkansas, I was not able to be 100% authentically myself all the time. Obviously, like there's some qualities about me that I was able to do that, but I wasn't able to be free and, being a part of the LGBT community and stuff like that. And
Yeah,
then once I kind of got through college and realized like, hey, I can still be myself and just be able to be free of who I am. So that's kind of where it all started. I was just like, hey, like this is me. If you don't like me, that's your problem. But I
right,
can't imagine why you wouldn't like me.
right. Well, and it takes a certain degree of self confidence too to be able to say I am good, I am worthwhile, I'm pretty awesome. Thank you very much, and something's probably
Mhm.
wrong with you, not me. If you don't like me, at least
Right.
that's.
Well, you go tell them that. I'm not gonna tell them
I
that.
mean that's kind of what the pep talk I give myself in the mirror before I step out. You know what I mean? And then people
Right.
sometimes don't like it, but whatever. Get in the comments, y'all. Let us know what you're thinking out here. Sharon saying hugs and handshakes for the win.
Yes,
Yes,
Sharon's
Sharon.
also great at hugs.
She's a big hugger, gives great hugs. You know what? Can I just confess something? Can I just share? I feel like my hugs have gone downhill.
That sounds like a you problem.
Thanks. Appreciate it, buddy.
You said to tell people.
Yeah, I know you took my pep talk a little too far. Thanks a lot. All right. No, like, I feel like I don't lean in like I used to because like I feel like now I'm a CEO. Like I got to be careful who I'm hugging and how I'm hugging people and stuff. Like when I
Yeah.
was a sales rep, I'd just be out here just hugging any old thing, like whatever. And now I got to be careful. Now I'm giving a lot of side hugs. I'm like really
Hmm.
non-committal. Like I need to like lean in a little more, I think.
Yeah, we got to get you a button that just says, "I want to give you a hug." Can I, or something?
Can I hug you? Like also an odd thing to say. And I feel like as a dude, like especially as like a big guy, like I like
Mm,
I could be intimidating, like oh, like coming in for one. You know what I mean?
yeah.
I don't know. I gotta be careful. Maybe it's in my head. I don't know. Janet saying a little late to the party, but hi, Anthony and Ben. What's up, Janet?
Hey, Janet.
I'm taking hug advice today, guys. So get in the comments if you want to give me some hug advice. Melodies saying Bucky's is coming to Hot Springs.
Oh,
Yeah,
there you go.
might want to go back and visit and check that out.
Yeah, I've only actually been to Bucky's once. I was driving through Texas from, where was it, Dallas to Austin, and I was with Morgan Snap. She's like, "Have you ever been to Bucky's? We got to stop." And I was like, "Okay, like let's check it out." So
What'd you
one and
get?
only. I ended up getting a shirt that so Ben and I always say dad tax. So it says dad tax and it's got like different foods on it and stuff because quality assurance with your kids.
Dad tax.
Yeah, like you like take a fry because I bought it.
Oh, I gotta taste that. Make sure it's not poison real quick. Make
Yeah,
sure it's
exactly. Yeah. Hmm.
they be poisoned the fries at McDonald's sometimes. I just, you know what I do? I just put everything in the bag so we'll eat these when we get home. Drive super crazy and watch all the fries fall out, and then I take whatever's left. Take whatever's in the
Oh,
bottom of the bag.
that's a good move too.
Yeah. Janice says, "How many degrees does Anthony hold?"
I have a bachelor's degree, and then I got my MBA, which I discussed. And then when COVID happened, Rocket, we have great benefits and stuff like this. They actually rolled out like a go back to school for free type situation. So I ended up getting a master's in organizational leadership while COVID was happening because we were all at home anyway. So I took advantage of that benefit pretty quick. I think my director's like, "Wait, you're going back to school?" And I'm like, "Well, I'm not doing anything else. Might as well." And then
He's
they
like,
they
"Aren't you
actually,
supposed to be closing mortgages?" You're like, "Well, no, I
yeah,
mean, I'm doing that, but not,
I,
you know."
yeah, I always joked like when I get bored, I get educated. So, and now having kids, I don't have time to be bored.
That's better than me. I just scrolled the internet. So God bless you, man. Paul saying dad tax. Yes.
Yeah.
Paul said, for me, it went from, oh, he's telling his story. For me, it went from individual performer to a manager where I was responsible for people and processes. None of my individual performer skills prepared me for the change. Isn't that
It,
true?
yeah, all the balancing the lives of all of the people on your team.
Such an underrated skill.
Mm,
It took me 10 years to figure out that was part of my job.
right. Yeah, it's tough. I mean, then you're like, okay, well, I don't even know where anybody is today. I know you all told me, but I'm sure you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. So thanks for that.
Yeah, yeah. No idea where people are. That's what people have to put on my calendar, and then my calendar looks blocked, and it's really not me that's blocked. It's everybody else on my team that's out on vacation, still taking meetings.
Well, it's nice of you to let them go on vacation. Maybe you need to take one yourself.
I just got back. I took a week. I went to Florida
Oh,
for a week. I was chilling like a villain, dude.
congratulations.
Oh yeah, I
I
mean it
love
was
that.
great. Went fishing with the boys for 3 days. I went fishing.
Nice.
Successfully
you.
avoided the beach for a week.
How'd you manage that?
I just don't go.
Oh,
I just don't go. Dad
so
taxed it. I just don't go.
we're not doing that.
Yeah, we're not to the. You can go. You can go. That's not for me. Are you a beach or mountains? That's a icebreaker I saw once at a conference.
You know, I do love the beach, and I do love the mountains. I have this weird thing about dry, hot sand. So I prefer wet sand or rocks, like a rock beach. I'm totally here for it, but I just hate sand. It gets everywhere. Now it's all over my car.
I'm with you so much because rocks you can wear shoes.
Yeah.
Sand you can't wear shoes because it gets in
Mm,
your shoes and it's even worse.
yeah. And then in Florida, it's probably 110 plus, and now your feet are burning.
Get in the comments right now. Super producer Sharina was smart enough to put a. Did you just run a poll? Did you just run an ad hoc poll? Get in the comments. Number 1, if you're a beach person. Number 2, if you're mountains. Put it in the comments. I want everybody to vote here. We got a bunch of people watching. We got Country Club Klug over here watching. I'm sorry. I hope Mike's not pissed at me. No, we know you work super hard, Mike.
He does.
1 or 2, get in the comments. Beach or mountains. I'm going to enter mine in here. Make sure this works here. I am a. Well, if it's, I'm not. I'm neither. But I'd rather be on a mountain than a beach, probably.
Yeah.
Sharon,
How,
get in
how
the
are we
comments.
getting
1
up
or
the
2.
mountain?
How are we getting? What do you say? Up the
How,
mountain?
how are we getting up the mountain? Are we getting to drive to the top and enjoy it from the top, or are we going to have to scale the mountain to get there? Because that's going to determine, do I just
Yeah.
want to be laying on a beach or scaling a mountain?
I need to drive to the top, get out, look around, take a couple selfies, get back in the car before my altitude sickness kicks in, drive to the bottom, and hydrate.
Mm-hmm.
Janet, get in there. If you're a beach person, put 1 in, and it will tabulate you. There you go. Paul gets it. Paul's smart. Paul's got degrees. I like that. Jana says, Anthony, you got married. You got married on a beach?
I got married on a beach in Playa del Carmen, Mexico. So I had to suck it up on the dry sand, but it was beautiful. I mean, we had a great time. We did it over Memorial Day weekend 4 years ago, and we had about 70 people come down, and we got to spend like 5 days with all of our guests at the all-inclusive resort we were at. So it was just a lovely time.
I did not get that invite, and I am looking around right now.
I sent it to your desk at Pods.
You sent it to my Pods account? Yeah, thanks. Appreciate you. Nice. Look at people are voting over here. What is the results of our poll here?
A split.
57% beach, 43% mountains. Look at us,
We need
technologically savvy.
we need to provide these details to WERC. Maybe we need a beach global 27 or something.
Beach Global. Okay, I want to run something by you. You seem adventurous. Okay, Ben Voss says Hawaii for both. Now you're
Oh, there you
cheating.
go.
I'll be in San Diego next week. They have both.
Love San Diego.
It's beautiful. What do you think about this idea?
Okay.
I need the hands for this one. Okay. A cruise, an industry, a global mobility, Nick Darius, a Glomo cruise, like a LOVE+RELO 800 cruise. You like this effect? Cruise. Okay, for like maybe it's like 3 days, 2 nights, or something like that. We could bring partners, right?
Yeah.
We have some educational, and then we have some social, and then we have some, there's some excursions, some breakout excursions. Really feel the love.
I think it sounds like a really good idea. I actually talked with people at Arizona at a regional recently, and they were wanting to do something like this. And knowing our industry, I'm not sure that being locked on a boat for 3 days with as much drinking happens is probably the best idea.
You got upper management written all over you. Klug, what do you think, huh? Can I put Rocket down as a headline sponsor for this? That's great.
Can't wait to see what he says to that.
Yeah, Klug's all in on that. He knows how many mortgages come off that boat.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know. We'll workshop that one. So you get the gig at Rocket or Quicken Down
Hmm.
Rocket, right?
Hmm.
And you're doing your thing. You're crushing. You're growing in the company, everything. At what point do you start to think about adoption? Because we're friends. You know,
Hmm.
we're connected on Facebook, and I've just been following your journey, and I've just been so kind of intrigued, inspired, the ups and the downs. I mean, just talk a little bit about it. Would you mind sharing that story?
Yeah, of course. So, I mean, I always knew I wanted to be a dad, and I wasn't sure if that was something that was going to be, possible within the LGBTQ community. And, there's so many jump ropes and hoops that you have to go through to do it. When I met Ben, my husband, on our
Not to be
first date,
confused, by the way,
not to,
everybody should know.
yeah,
Yeah,
Ben Cross and I are not currently married.
not concurrently. I like how you left the door open, though. I appreciate and respect that. Thank you.
Yeah, but on our first date, we had both been in previous long-term relationships, and we said, "All right, what are your non-negotiables?" And being dads was on both of our lists. So we actually started the application process 2 months before we were married, and what a journey that has been since.
Wow. So okay, but along the way, like you started this foster parents, didn't you?
Yeah, so we had two boys previously a couple years ago. Ben and I had actually just been in Mexico randomly in July for just a vacation. We got home on a Tuesday, and then Thursday morning the phone's ringing, and the agency's like, "Hey, we have these two boys that need a placement immediately, and you could probably adopt them in a couple months. But would you be willing to take them on?" And Ben and I are probably still a little bit nursing a hangover from Mexico, and we're
Right. You're like, do I feel like doing this right now?
like,
It's
do
like,
we want to be dads right now? So we said yes, and two boys moved into our house 10 hours later.
now were they brothers?
Yeah, they were brothers.
So keeping them together was paramount importance.
Yeah, there was actually six kids total, but they had already all been kind of separated into their little groups. So yeah, we took on the two, thinking we were going to get to adopt them. Fell in love with them. They changed our lives. They were 4 and 6 at the time.
4 and 6. Okay.
Hmm.
What was that like? Because nobody's ready to have kids, and then you have kids, and then you become ready. But
Yeah.
you also get this like kind of this ramp up where there's like a phase, right? Okay, I'm going to learn how to have a baby. Now I'm going to learn how to have a toddler. Now I'm going to learn how to have
Hmm.
and you kind of grow with the kids and your capabilities. And in this situation, boom, 4 and 6, right?
Yeah.
And like,
I mean, having to navigate all of that was kind of crazy. Rocket's been amazing along the way with just general flexibility and like a work-life balance, stuff like that. The first night the boys moved in, one, their names were Giovanni and Javion, and I kept calling them Javiani because I couldn't remember their names. Um, and Ben had a gig that night because he's a singer. And so I'm like getting the 6-year-old ready to go in the shower. And then I look over and the 4-year-old has a face on his face. And I barely know his name. And I'm like, what's going on? Realized he had gone to the bathroom. And then I had to like
oh,
take him over, get him set up. And then Gio's screaming from the shower because the shower is too hot. I'm literally just like running
oh,
around the house. Like I said, don't know these kids' names. My husband's not home. I'm just like, this is stressful. This is not what I was expecting.
yeah, I bet
Yeah.
that you're triggering me right now. If there's a foreshadow of my evening tonight. So thank you.
Good luck.
So, so you finally figured out bathrooms
Hmm.
and bath time and all the things. Um, so what happened? What happened with these two boys?
Yeah. So we thought that there was no like way that we could lose them, and then Dad walked back into the picture after a few years, and no matter how many hoops we have to jump through as foster or adoptive parents, the dads or the biological parents always get some buys. So we had them almost a year. And so he got all six children back in his 2-bedroom apartment, no car, late on rent and up for eviction.
Wow.
And I was like, is this really like what's best for these kids?
Do you? That must have been heartbreaking.
Yeah, Ben and I booked the next flight to San Diego actually, and
Mm,
spent the weekend there because it was just hard being home.
mm. I can't even. And do you ever get updates on how they're doing, or are you allowed that?
So when we knew that they were going to be leaving, my husband has a really simple phone number. So we had both of them memorize the phone number just in case they ever needed it or they were in trouble. They could just find a responsible adult and give us a call, and we'd come pick all six kids up and figure out, what to do from there. But their story and situation wasn't great from the beginning, so we did have concerns. They've called every few months just to check in, and it's always nice to see their face, but it's like I can see what's going on in the background too, and it's just part of it. But they
Yeah,
they know how to get a hold of us if they need us.
that's wow. And so, thank you for sharing that. So many questions. Get in the comments, y'all, too. Janet says, "Bring on the tissues, guys. Best dads ever." Yeah, seriously. And so unfortunately, the boys couldn't stay.
Hmm.
You guys went to San Diego,
Yep.
decompressed a little bit. Then what happened on your parental journey?
Yeah, we came back. So they left beginning of June. Obviously, it took us a little time trying to figure out, like, are we going to put ourselves out there again? Like, what does this look like? And then in August, we got an email from the agency, and he was 9 at the time, a boy that, they were looking to get a home with and stuff. So we agreed and started hanging out with him for a couple of months. And then he actually moved in the week before DC ERC.
Oh wow.
And he's been with us ever since. And we actually just finalized his adoption on March 31st.
Oh my
So
gosh,
there is
congratulations.
some positive there. And then the day that he was adopted, the agency reached out again, and they had asked if we would be open to adopting a 4-year-old little girl named Miracle. So
Oh my gosh, yeah.
we've been hanging out with her, and she moves in next Friday.
Oh man, look at that. That's a
Yep.
blessing. Sharon says, I heard you may be adding a daughter to your sweet family.
Yep. Our little Miracle.
Wow. Wow. So now you're gonna have two. Age? What are the ages?
So he just turned 11, and she's 4.5. And it's been
Okay.
like really amazing to watch him like kind of blossom into his big brother role on the visits that
Mhm.
we've had. Um, Obviously, being 11, he's kind of getting into that preteen stage and stuff.
I have
Um,
an
so I'm
11-year-old. Yeah.
so I'm hoping this kind of wheels it back in a little bit.
Show him kind of with some responsibility and some caregiving, and not just
Hmm.
because my son's 11 and he's getting more and more kind of selfish and more kind of, hey, I just want to play Fortnite. I just want to hang with my
Hmm.
friends. I just, I'm starting to, I don't, well, he's starting to have less time for his little brother, and just kind of, a little more sassy and all
Hmm.
things. And
Oh, well, I'm glad to hear that we're going through the same thing. Maybe if we ever need to complain, we can take that to the text.
well, yeah, and I don't have any answers, but yeah, feel free to
Oh
commiserate,
yeah, yeah. I don't know.
commiserate with me.
I think that that's the one thing I've learned about parenting is like you don't have all the answers, and you're kind of just figuring it out along the way. Growing up, I thought my parents knew everything, and I mean, maybe they did a little bit, and I definitely say like dad knows everything, but I definitely don't. I'm figuring it out along the way.
Yeah, it's funny, right? Because you assume when you're a kid, you assume your parents know everything. And then when
Hmm.
you're a teenager, you assume they know nothing. And then
Right.
when you get older and you become one, you just realize all they have is just grace and patience and,
Yeah.
love.
And like, why did I put them through all, all of that I did?
Yeah. Scott says you're an amazing human being, Anthony. Congratulations.
Thanks, Scott.
Yeah, and a real inspiration too. My wife and I have been thinking about adoption, and or fostering, and
Hmm.
we have part of us is like, okay, we have two boys that are, 8 and 11. They're kind of self sufficient now. Like we're
Hmm.
kind of past the hardest part in a lot of ways, at least the most work and labor
Right.
intensive part.
Hmm.
Do we want to start over, reset a little bit? Do we
Right.
want to bring in someone who's even older, right? And then like, what's the dynamic like?
Hmm. I think it's just hard because like even Dougie, he came to us when he was 9. So he's old enough to remember a lot of, what he's gone through, some of the foster families that he's been with.
Mm,
I mean, he was living with his great aunt when we got him. So And it's also interesting, it doesn't matter how old any child is, like, they always long for that biological parent for the rest of their
Mhm.
lives, so you have to figure
Yeah.
out, like, how that balance works, just reassuring to them that, like, "Hey, you're loved," and stuff like that, so, um I always say, like, I wouldn't wish fostering or adopting on anyone, but, like, I'll also tell you it's, like, the most rewarding thing that I've done, and I couldn't have done it, like, without the support of, Country Club Klug and the rest of the Rocket team here. Um,
That's gonna
it's a
stick.
it's
Yeah.
definitely gonna stick. We're gonna get him T-shirts or something. But another great benefit for Rocket is starting next Friday, I'm actually taking a 6-week paternity leave with the adoption of Dougie and Miracle now moving in and stuff. So it'll be a great time to spend with the kids and
Wow.
stuff like that. So really excited about that.
That's cool. You're gonna have so much time to connect. Where are you gonna go anywhere? Are you gonna do any trips with the kids?
Yeah, we're gonna do a couple of little trips here and there, but with Ben being a singer and stuff, this is his busy time of the year, so it'll
Oh,
it'll be nice to be able to do stuff during the week when things are less busy, wherever we're going.
well, Michigan has so many cool little day trip spots too. You can go up north. You can go over to the west coast. You can go,
hmm
like, pop down to Ohio. If that's
It,
your
it,
thing.
it's kind of
There's
crazy how many different options you have in the state of Michigan. I mean, it's so beautiful up here.
Yeah, I took my kid camping one day. I came home from work and I was like, "We're going camping," and his dads are so dumb. We're going camping, and we went to the Thumb, right?
Oh, yep.
Yeah, went to the Thumb, right, and right on Lake Huron,
hmm
and I got the tent, I got the air mattress, I got the tarp, I got the cooler, I got the firewood, I got everything except the tent stakes,
Oh no.
and I set up everything, and I had a couple nosy neighbors because I love Michigan people, but they can be a little in your business, and they were telling me how I needed to have tent stays. I'm like, whatever, I get out of here. Like I'm heavy enough to hold this thing down. Like it ain't going nowhere. I got 3 people in here. My son was like 8 months old. I mean, I don't know what no, he was older than that. I don't know. He's probably one. He's probably 1.5. He was under 2.
Mm-hmm.
Still a little baby though, and man, the sun went down, the wind came off Lake Huron, and that thing started raging, just going
Oh
like
my gosh.
nuts, dude, like a empty bag of potato chips in the wind, just flying around. And I'm just like, holy crap, And I think I went next door and got the tent stakes from the lady that was trying to push them on me before. It's probably saved
Yikes.
my life, dude.
What did your
Shoot.
son think about that? He was probably
He
freaking out.
he was crying. He cried all the time. So it was more my
Oh,
wife. When my son
oh,
and my
okay.
wife both start crying at the same time, that's when you got a problem, right? You're
Yeah,
like,
you're gonna be in trouble for that.
exactly. Um, Janet, get in the comments, y'all. I'd love to hear your thoughts here. Janet saying my daughter is marrying her partner in Saugatuck, Michigan.
Saugatuck's beautiful.
Where's Saugatuck?
It's like south of Grand Rapids, like
Okay,
45 minutes. So it's
on
right
the
right there
lake.
on the lake. Yeah.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Congratulations, Janet. Paul says you can visit London and Paris on the same drive, aka Canada.
I can see Canada from my office here.
Yeah, you could go to Canada. DM Anthony, your ginormous heart shines in the most extraordinary way. Choosing to adopt 2 children is an act of love that transforms lives forever. Your courage, generosity, and commitment to building a family through love is nothing short of inspiring.
Thanks, DM. You're so sweet.
Wow, she is.
She's amazing.
She's an amazing mom too. She has some amazing kiddos herself. Thanks, DM. Daisy says, thanks for sharing your story, Anthony. Very emotional. I have an 11-year-old tween, 6th grade, middle school next year. Wish me luck.
Yeah.
We might just need like an 11-year-old group chat where we can just share
Yeah.
strategies.
I mean, as much as like, we're getting into that stage and stuff in 5th grade, obviously we didn't have him the first 9 years. In 5th grade, we just worked on like creating good habits for middle school and stuff like that. And he actually had an awards ceremony on Friday and he got the most awards in his class, best vocabulary, growth in reading and math. And I was just like, oh my gosh, like it is working.
Proud parent moment.
Yeah. Super proud parent moment.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. Janet Edgar says, I've always said parenting is not for cowards. It's a journey for sure. What advice would you give? And I see you, Christina, there. What advice would you give to people considering adoption?
I think just understand what you're getting yourself into. kind of reflect on what you're willing to take on and the reason that you're taking it on specifically. Um, Obviously, some of these kids have been through so much trauma, and like Doug lived in 7 homes before us. So when we're implementing rules or discussing the house rules, sometimes it's like, oh, well, I didn't have to do that at this other house, or like understanding why he might be doing something based on past parenting. So I think as long as you know what you're willing to take on, and what that looks like for you and your family, then just being open to it is like the first step.
It's awesome that you and your husband are on the same page about rules, though, too. I mean, that's like honestly the most important part in any marriage slash parenting situation
Hmm.
is just getting on the same page. Because if y'all don't back each other up, I mean, y'all are the foundation the whole rest of the thing's built on. And so it's great that y'all were clear about those rules and on the same page there.
Yeah, he's definitely more easygoing than I am. I just like, do we know the rules of the house? Yes or no? And he's like, yes. And I'm like, okay, so we're breaking them. So now what, buddy?
Yeah. Now what indeed? And that's another thing too. I would be hard would be discipline for me, right? Because I
Mhm.
would imagine these kids are coming from really tough situations, and I would. I mean, I kind of like discipline. I think it's a very important part of raising good kids. But at the same point, I would be, I would kind of have a tender heart towards them and be like, hey, you've been through so much already. Like, I don't want to be hard on you. I want to be
Mhm.
the savior. I want to be the nice guy. I want to be the one to come to rescue. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I think what these kids have also been lacking in, their growth and stuff is a lack of structure. So like if you like create those routines and that structure, and none of the rules of the house are hard, but we just have to follow what's going on and stuff like that. And if we need some flexibility, then Doug did not do good with communication when he moved in, or expressing his feelings and stuff like that. And we just kept reiterating to him like, hey, we're an open book. Like, we would rather just understand, like, if we're going to be upset about something, we're going to be upset, but it's going to be better coming from you. So those are just things that we've been working on with them, because these kids never had that growing up.
Wow. Yeah, Christina over here checking in. Check in, y'all. Appreciate y'all out there watching here. Christina says we totally just have to do our best, and we're always learning alongside of them.
Yep, exactly.
Mel says back from Mexico and being a parent, jumping in feet first. Can't even imagine having kids and someone taken away. Heartbreaking, but wow, what a silver lining. Got 2 kiddos and miracle name. Love that.
Yeah. My aunt and uncle actually had a hard time having kids, and they adopted my cousin 20 years ago at birth, and her birth name was also Miracle. So when the agency told me that, like, all the hair on my body stood up. It was just kind of like, what are the chances and coincidences of that being the case?
That gives me chills thinking about that too. And so this is kind of a weird question, but like from a name standpoint, like when you adopt the kids, like do they take your name or like how does that work?
So with Doug's adoption, we did change his last name to Hughes Sharkey.
Uh huh.
Um, he was not overly thrilled about it, but with us not necessarily looking the same, him having two dads, we've said if there's ever an issue during travel, or if we need to go to the hospital, for everyone's protection, we need to put our last names on there.
That's a really great point. I didn't even consider, but you are absolutely right. I mean, I know when I go to TSA and they look my kids in the face and they're like, "What's your name? Who are these people to you?" And I'm like,
Hmm.
"Please don't mess this up. Please don't mess this
Right.
up. Like,
Well,
we'll
you
miss
never
our
know what a
flight."
kid's gonna say.
Oh, my kids be like, "Who's that? I don't know. Never seen that guy before." Because also like my kids are like darker complected, like because my
Hmm.
wife's a little darker or whatever. And me, if I don't get enough vitamin D, if I'm working too hard or something,
Hmm.
we don't necessarily look alike. Which my mom's friend used to tell me all the time, and I'm like, hey, whatever. But it's yeah, it's real. It's a real thing. And then with the whole like doctors and hospital thing, I mean that's
Hmm.
another one too because you as a spouse or a parent, you have different rights.
Right. Yeah. And we just didn't want there to be any confusion as to the relationship to him. So we just felt that that was the best thing to do. And I still put his previous last name like on his applications and stuff, because if he wants to stick socially with his previous last name, that's fine. But as long we wanted the documents to reflect our names.
Yeah, there's just so many things to consider that honestly, I feel like oh this because I'm at the phase like oh that would be neat. I'm at
Hmm.
the like hey I think we could probably help some kids. We got a big house and we don't have
Hmm.
enough, people in it. We have something to give here.
Right.
But I also wonder about the dynamics, like adopting with and like having kids already, having biological kids in the house, and then
Hmm.
bringing in adoptive kids. It's like, what's that dynamic going to be like, and how are my biological kids going to feel, and how are, is my adoptive, kid going to feel like a second class citizen
Right.
type of thing.
Yeah, and I mean, especially with the 11-year-old, you're able to have conversations. Obviously, they don't have the final say so in what's going on, but you can at least hear their perspective and understand where they're coming from a little bit. But like Doug is very excited about Miracle. Obviously, things are changing around the house with hanging out with her and stuff, but we just are trying to spend as much one-on-one time with him right now before she moves in as we can too.
Wow, this is great, and I'm really inspired by this whole process. Maybe I'll have my wife. My wife doesn't normally watch the podcast, but I might have her watch this one.
I'm sure she supports you all the time.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Um, do you recommend fostering first? Is that like the natural first step, or what do you recommend? Or
Well, I think it just depends on what your long-term goals would be. Obviously, like if we were licensed to adopt, but we got our license to foster so that the kids can live with us during the court process and stuff. So I think that there are kids that just need foster or something like that, but it just depends. Like, well, like it's with Geo and JV, we had them for an entire year, pouring our hearts and love into them, and now they're gone. So it's just, what are you willing to take on, and can your heart handle it?
yeah, yeah, wow. I want to switch gears real quick here. This was amazing, and thank you so much for sharing this. I know it probably brought up a lot of emotions, but I think it's just one of those important topics because there's a lot of kids out there that need help,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of us living in. I was telling my cousin this last. A lot of us living in 4 or 5 bedroom houses out here that
Hmm.
don't have 3 or 4 kids in them. And it's like we got
Right.
room, that we
Yeah.
could actually.
I mean, everything's so expensive these days too. So, I mean, even driving through some of the drive-throughs or just grocery shopping, it's just like, okay, maybe I don't need all all these kids because they're breaking the bank.
Yeah, yeah, they can be expensive for sure. Yeah, so I just appreciate you sharing this and everything. I want to switch gears a little bit, but it's kind of similar in some ways. As we talk about supporting people and loving people and helping people, you're really involved in the WERC Momentum Mentorship Program and
Mhm.
emerging leaders. I mean, how'd you get involved there?
It was a couple of years ago, and I was just looking. I was like, okay, like I've been doing all these things out in market and stuff like that, but there's got to be a group of similar, like-minded people that are really making an impact out there. So I actually joined Emerging Leaders 3 years ago, previously YP40, and
Back in my
Jennifer.
day, we called it YP40.
I
Now y'all have this
remember I've
big
been to,
bougie name now.
I've been to some of the YP40 events with you back in the day, but Jennifer Rodriguez was leading it then, and she's such an amazing person. And
Yeah.
so after my first year, she asked me to join as co-chair, and her and I've just been, kind of streamlining that. It's not just like a party all the time now. We're trying to like do more with, the community and stuff like that, and just getting the emerging leaders more visibility so that they feel, inclined to continue growing within the industry and stuff like that. I think that, oftentimes quote unquote emerging leaders might not have their seat at the table and stuff. So we're really just trying to inspire that group. And then last year we launched the mentorship program, which I ended up getting mentee of the year somehow. I don't know, but it was a really cool experience, like
That's
going
cool.
through it. And then after, they also asked me to join as one of the co-chairs for this year, changing things, making enhancements from last year, taking feedback, stuff like that. So it's a really another rewarding experience if you've not been involved in
Yeah.
that.
I'm kind of sad it's not just parties all the time, but I don't get to go anyway. So I think it's interesting because it was kind of like the reception, and then it was like, okay, we're gonna have a session, right? Where
Hmm.
we're going to talk about, our stories, our journeys, our challenges in the workplace being a younger person. And now it feels like this really is an evolution where now it's like, okay, now we're going to go to like, we went from networking to a little bit of, education, but now it's like an empowerment thing almost like,
Hmm.
and I love the intentionality that I'm seeing being put behind this mentorship program. So many people talk about mentorship, but they don't
Hmm.
really put the bones and the frameworks in place.
Yeah, and the structure of the mentorship program is a little different than your traditional mentorship, and it's nice because like you're in a pod, you're likely to not have known anyone before that, and maybe not even your mentors. But now, like within the mentorship, you're learning from mentees, you're learning from your mentors, and you're also teaching your mentors as well. It's a full collaboration, and I think that that's what makes it really exciting and something that we should all be taking a little bit of advantage of, or at least considering to look into it.
I think that's the most underrated part. I think the whole mentorship dynamic really works when it goes both ways, and the mentee can teach the mentor skills and whatever perspective
Hmm.
and or even just like fills their cup with the knowledge that they're making an impact and growing somebody. It has to go both ways, or else it just kind of falls apart.
Yeah, definitely. I think that, we don't all know everything. And that's what's kind of cool about that program is connecting with people, like I said, you've never met. They're probably not even the same vertical as you.
Yeah.
So being able to have that diversity within the pods has been really nice.
That's a big part of it too, because you probably see this on the mortgage side. I definitely was like this on the moving side, where you're just like so kind of silo focused. Like, okay, moving is everything. Moving is the most important benefit in relocation. How come there's even relocation consultants? Our move coordinators do it all anyway. And we start thinking like this, right? I mean, I
Hmm.
literally have this show, and everybody comes on. Everybody thinks their part of the pie is the most important part. Without, I've heard people tell me, without a mortgage, nobody buys a home and nobody relocates, and I mean, the whole thing falls apart. I've heard everybody say that, from immigration lawyers to DSPs to cultural training to
Hmm.
everybody thinks their part is the linchpin in the whole process. But when you get to meet other people and really dig into what they do, we find how important and interdependent all the parts are.
Right.
So I love that.
I mean, I definitely love mortgage. I don't know that it's the the biggest piece of the pie or anything like that, especially with the way the market's been lately. But definitely, home ownership is such a beautiful thing. So,
Yeah. Hey, you know what? This is fun. You want to play a game, Anthony?
a game with you? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Not like the usual games we play. Usually we
Okay.
have a lot of fun. This is going to be, this is just an easy going game. This is a nice and
Okay.
easy game. Okay.
Okay.
All right, here we go. It's called overrated, underrated. Do you know how to play?
I do know how to play.
Oh, okay. Didn't know who I was dealing with here. I'm
Was
very
I
sorry.
supposed to say no?
No, you say whatever you want to say, and this is up to you. Now, this is where I get a little judgy. Okay, before I was
Okay.
real easy about everything. All right, I was on your
Okay.
side the whole time.
Hmm.
Okay. Now, overrated, underrated is a game where I give you a topic, and you tell me if it is either overrated or underrated, and
Okay.
then, of course, I tell you if you're correct.
Okay.
All right, let's go. You ready?
I guess so. Let's
First
do it.
one up: Detroit, overrated or underrated?
It's definitely underrated. I mean, like I said, the transition in the city over the last 10 years is amazing. We have the best food scene and it's growing like crazy all the time. So definitely underrated. If you've not been, come see me.
10 years is interesting because that's when I arrived in Detroit. Are you saying that my arrival really was the hallmark of the Renaissance?
Well, you did leave, and I also arrived 10 years ago and have been here. So thanks for helping me get it started, but you left me here to finish picking up the pieces.
Picking up the pieces of Detroit.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Detroit's super underrated. I can't wait to be there in September. Actually, I think, right,
Yeah.
Great Lakes
Great
Relocation
Lakes.
Conference.
Coming on up. Come see us.
Speaking of which, Heather Jameson, I think she's like organizing that conference or helping to organize it too. So that's awesome. She's got a question too. Well, we'll get to that question too. Shout out to Heather. Yeah, Detroit definitely underrated. Favorite place in Detroit to show out of towners?
I don't know if you know this, but we're turning into a rooftop city. There's rooftops opening all the time right now. I mean, obviously, I have just like my list of go-to places, but if it's a beautiful day out, I want to show you the skyline from the skyline.
Oof, that's really good. I like that. That's
I
good
just made it
answer.
up.
Good answer. Good answer. All right, 1 point for Anthony.
Woo!
Yeah, we're keeping score here.
Okay.
Overrated, underrated, adulting.
Adulting is definitely overrated. My Doug is always like, I can't wait to be an adult. I'm like, bro, unless you want to start paying bills now, I suggest you just pipe it down a little bit.
Just pipe. He just wants to make the rules. He doesn't. He thinks that
Yeah.
adults make the rules, and that's why.
Well, he says that if he becomes an adult, then he can change the parental controls on Roblox and he doesn't have to worry about it. I'm like, that's not gonna like that doesn't make any sense.
When you become an adult, you worry more about the parental controls on
Right.
Roblox.
Yeah, the things I'm scared of now are not things I was scared of as a kid. So it's crazy how that changes as you get older.
Yeah, I get the same thing with like people, like my kids, say they want to be a CEO, right? And I'm like, well, first of all, CEO is also beholden to the chairman of the board,
Mm-hmm.
right, and the board
Right.
and the shareholders, and also has to make sure everybody's taken care of, paid, and well in the organization, and also the person that ultimately all the complaints rest with too. So it's like be careful what you wish for.
Well,
You know,
that's just a testament to how you're doing as a dad. You're CEO and they see you and they just want to be just like you. Like that's amazing. I don't think that Doug wants to come work at Rocket yet. We'll see.
yeah. Well, by the time he's 22, I'm sure he'll wanna be at Rocket.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is great. Melody says I like that skyline from the skyline. Heather's plugging the Great Lakes Conference, September 16th through the 18th. Come to Detroit. Yeah, it's gonna be
It's going to be a lot of fun.
MGM maybe. I think.
Yep. Yep. MGM.
What could go wrong? Yeah, adulting. I'm gonna say it's underrated. It's a lot harder than people think it is,
Hmm.
but it's very rewarding. And like, would you really go back to being 11?
No, I was just thinking of the nap palettes in kindergarten or something, like where I get to get a break.
Country Club Clue doesn't roll out the pallets for you.
I
Doesn't roll out
know.
the mats.
I'm gonna make a special request.
I need some mental health mats here, please.
Yeah,
Clue.
exactly.
Oh my gosh, I'm giving Klug such a hard time. Doesn't deserve it at all. All right, next one up. Overrated, underrated. Naps.
Underrated. I love naps. They're the best.
How many times a day can you nap?
Oh, probably
Saturday
just once.
pre-kids.
Used to I could like I would not take a nap if I had to set an alarm for an hour. Now I can like set it and I'll be up in like 20 minutes, 40 minutes. So it's definitely changed over the years, but I mean just having that little recharge is just always so nice.
I love like a 15 minute nap.
Mm,
That 15-minute nap, I know it sounds like not much at all, but like that's like right when you start to like kind of go, you don't go into like the REM cycle, you don't go into any of that deep stuff because when you come out of that, you're like kind of groggy and stuff and you're
right.
irritable. That 15-minute, it does a
My
shocking
husband
amount.
my husband's secret is he likes to take an espresso shot before taking a nap so that by the time the espresso shot hits, you're kind of waking up and then you feel completely refreshed and like a new person.
I've heard about that. What is that called? It
I
has
don't
like
know.
a
He
funny
just talks
name.
about it all the time.
There's a funny name for that. Sharina, what's that called? I think it's called like a nap espresso or something like that. It's got like a funny name.
I,
But
I I like that name.
Sharina's gonna get it. She's on it. She's on it. Yeah, naps are underrated. What's it called? A nappuccino. It's called
A
a
nap
nappuccino.
a nappuccino, yes.
Tell Ben he's taking nappuccinos over here.
Gonna go take a nappuccino, huh?
Yes, a nappuccino could be a cappuccino just full of red wine from Northern California. Also,
Love that.
Yeah, naps are way underrated. So here's my problem with naps. Whenever I call my wife, she's always napping, and I feel like there needs to be like a defined like period. Like naps need structure too. Or like two naps. Two naps in a day is too many naps.
That's a lot of naps.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I think. Heather says, "Hi, I love your husband. That is great." Nappuccinos. Yeah. Yeah, naps underrated definitely. People that say they don't nap or like look down on naps, I silently judge.
Well, like how long are they sleeping at night? Like how are you not getting your nap?
They're also the people that go to bed at like 9 o'clock at night. They're, oh, it's getting late. Oh, and I'm like,
That's I'm so turning into that.
you're trying to get to the 9 o'clock bedtime guy?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
If I make it to 10, like you're doing good, but I'm not doing
Well,
great.
well, kids do take it out of you, and like then by the time
Mhm.
you put them to bed, and I don't know what time. What time's bedtime in the
Um,
Sharp's
so
household?
so Doug during school is a 9 p.m. bedtime,
Hmm.
and then on the weekends is 9:30. So now that we've transitioned to summer, it'll be 9:30 during the week because he just has camps, and then 10 o'clock on the weekends.
Yeah, yeah. Good luck with that. Um, I once you put them down though, then now it's like okay, now it's our time, but there's nothing left, right? It's like,
Right. Like I'm gonna fall asleep right here on this couch watching this show.
hmm. This is also why recliners are overrated.
Mm.
Honestly, I think couches should be less comfortable.
Okay. Yeah, we have a chase lounge, and I just get over there in that corner and then snooze and palooze.
Snooze-a-palooza. There you go. Naps, underrated. All right, another point for Anthony. Going out, overrated or underrated?
As a dad, it is so overrated. The hangovers are not worth it. Also, anytime I go out anymore, I'm like, why is the music so loud? Like, why am I paying for drinks? Did I have to pay a cover charge to get into this place that I hate already? So I've definitely turned into a homebody.
Yeah, going out. I'm I'm the opposite now. I
Mm,
need to get away. I need to get out. I'm like, I can't. Dadding is great.
hmm
It's hard. I need to go pay $10 to be somewhere else
Yeah.
and not
I
hear
just
anybody because it's
I
too
just feel
loud.
like I just want my friends or whoever I want to see to just come to my house where I can control the volume, we can chillax, all those nice things. Whereas I don't need to go. It's I'm just getting old, Ben.
You're gonna start paying. You're gonna start paying cover charges for your kids to go places.
Hey, I like that.
Yeah,
That's
so it's like,
yeah.
oh, there's a gym over here that like opens up at Friday nights, and I can drop them off, and they can just tumble on mats and
hmm
blah blah blah. And they feed them pizza. Okay, here's $25 or $40. Just take them. I don't care what it costs.
Right.
Goodbye.
I just need a break.
Yeah. You got another one, Sharina? One more, last one. Overrated, underrated, Arkansas.
Uh, I think that I'm gonna go underrated on this one. Obviously, there's not a ton going on there, but anytime we go home to my parents' house for Christmas break, the first couple of days, I'm like, babe, like we could do this, but then somebody uses the microwave while you're on a video call and the internet goes out. So, so I think it's a nice place to get away to, but being in Detroit now, I just love this city so much. So
Yeah.
I would say it's underrated.
Yeah, I think Arkansas is underrated. It's just one of those states that, unless you're like from there, like you don't necessarily go there. But it is. I mean, you got the rolling hills, you got it's arboreal, like unlike Texas, which is kind of brown everywhere and not a lot
hmm
of trees. I mean, you got the lakes, you got, the nature. It's kind of got everything to some degree. I like it's kind of artsy too. It's kind of like they got good
hmm
music, they got good like craft. It's like little towns and stuff. Like there's some cute
hmm
stuff, quaint stuff going on in
Yeah,
Arkansas.
got to find your hidden gems.
Mm-hmm. Sharon's over here. She's just see Sharon White. See White. Come on
She's
now.
calling you out.
Is that me? I thought it was you for a second. Okay, no, it was me. Okay, Sharon, go away. Goodbye. Bye bye, Sharon. Love you, Sharon. This is great. Mel saying espresso shot. Going to try that. Love it. Awesome. This is great, Anthony. It's been so much fun talking to you,
Yeah,
and I
always.
think I think you've really touched a lot of folks and made us really think. And thanks for sharing your story. Really appreciate
Yeah,
it.
of course. I'm an open book. If anybody ever has any questions or wants to grab some tissues, we can do that. I'm here for it.
I love it. I love it. Love it. Love it. Hey everybody, thanks for being here. We wouldn't have a show without you. So thanks for getting in the comments. Leave one last like and comment for Anthony. Let him know what a phenomenal job he did today. And we will see you not tomorrow, but Thursday at Park at the Philadelphia Area Relocation Council, but at a crazy weird time. We're going to be on at 9 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Eastern. I'm not going to do all the time zones. You can figure it out. But we're going to be live streaming a corporate roundtable. We're going to be behind the curtain. You're going to hear what they really think.
Oh,
Yeah.
can't wait.
You ever been in a corporate roundtable before, Anthony?
Yeah,
Very secret,
of course.
very cloak and dagger.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, he says, of course. Fine.
I got friends in low places.
All right, Garth.
That's
Sounds
my
good.
that's my karaoke song.
Is it really? That's
Yeah.
a good one. That's
Yeah.
a really good one. Get a lot of help on that one too.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yeah, that's awesome. Hey, thanks everybody. We will see you Thursday morning. Take care, y'all. Bye.
See ya.